Bye.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wiretap here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to complete the Capturing Outposts task given by Prapor in the easiest and most effortless fashion possible. I won't go into much over loadouts. I brought in an ump with APM on the first two clips, preferably suppressed to help with the recoil. The gun is pretty good, in my opinion, for the price point especially. First, you're going to need to know what spots are considered scav bases for each map on this task, so we will start on Shoreline. Okay, so if you look at the top center of this map, that is the health resort, and if you look at the bottom of the map in the water, you will see that there is a pink box around the pier. This is the safe spot of which you can kill any PMC, and it would be considered a task completion or a partial completion, a subtask completion. So you have to kill them within this box. You have to be careful with the bridge. The bridge is really like iffy. I killed people like slightly outside on the bridge, and sometimes it didn't count. It counted once they were like right at the actual entrance of the gate, but until they got up to like the entrance of the gate, it didn't really count. So I would just be safe and try and wait until they actually enter the compound or the pier section, so that it does count every single time. I'll show you guys what spot I used to get all my kills. It was a really like AFK method. I was playing Minecraft literally on my second monitor, just waiting for people to come up and and enter the pier so I can get the free kills. So here's my spot that I used. It's nothing special, but it did work out very well for me. It gave me good clear audio cues that I can listen for. One thing that you do need to watch out for is people coming up like so on this clip here through the side of the gate and sneaking up behind you. It's pretty easy to catch those people and like kind of hearing them. As long as you don't make enough too much noise, you can actually catch them going up the stairs and get a free like little headshot or like just a little laser beam with the ump.
He's coming.
Okay, so if you guys rewind that clip, or if you heard it yourself, you can kind of hear where he walks through the gate. It goes from quiet to much louder on the gravel footsteps, and I kind of use that as my cue to peek, because I know that they're going to be within the task range, and that they would be easy to kill with the ump range as well. And that is literally how I got all my kills. I just sat there and waited and for people to come through the gate and just killed them. And it was very low effort, really easy, and I almost never died behind that bush. I don't think I died once unless I moved from behind the bush. So it's really simple and really easy to get this task done if you just use this spot. And we're going to go on to the next map, which is going to be customs. Okay, so if you look at the red circle that literally says scav base, that is the area that you need to go to. You can kill them on the outskirts, or not really on the outskirts, but like on the outside. If they're hugging the walls, it'll count towards your task. I've killed people like slightly outside of the walls, and it didn't count towards my task. They were like out towards like tractors and stuff like that, and it didn't ever count towards my task. But a good way to gauge where this is the place with all the machine guns and like grenade launchers on the sides of the buildings that you can mount onto. That is where you need to be. You need to be inside of this area. There is a cheese spot I'll show you guys that you can sit in AFK, but it is a pretty PvP heavy area. You don't really have to sit there in AFK, but there's a spot on the wall that I'll show you guys that you can sit, and it'll actually have like, it's like a little audio bug you can hear on the outsides of the walls on the second story, without having to be outside. So it'll give you a crisp, clear audio cue to kind of hear where people are coming from without being outside. And you're safe, and you're just sitting, basically just listening for sound cues so that you know when people are coming.
Like right now I'm standing on this corner. If you listen closely to the audio, if I go this way, it's like I'm inside of a building, and the audio is not as clear as if I was standing right here. It's clear as day that they're right here. And same thing with footsteps. I would be able to hear it, but faintly. I was stepped that way, just slightly. That's him. They're behind me. another one.
Okay, last but not least, we have woods. So if you look at the map at the bottom center next to the water, that is going to be the lumber yard, and then where it's circled in red, or squared in red, I guess, that is going to be the Immercom camp. And there's the RUAF roadblock extract that's right behind it. If you look directly south of it, that is RUAF. So there's going to be quite a few spawns around this area, and there's going to be a lot of traffic I typically see at the beginning of the raid and sometimes at the end of the raid. So you can sit here and wait for people to come and stop by it, but typically the most traffic that's going to be getting hit by this is at the beginning of the raid. So if you spawn on like outskirts side, you can typically make it, and there will still sometimes be people there, and maybe even you can third party a team that's sitting there trying to like fight each other and stuff like that. I typically run into quite a few teams whenever I go to this Immercom med camp, but this one was relatively easy. Didn't really take too much. I didn't really have to camp for this one, but I camped a couple raids just because I was being lazy and I didn't want to, you know, just run through raids because it's a pretty big map, and I don't really like woods because there's a lot of little snipers and campers, so it did help to just sit there some raids and just get it completed. But I'll go ahead and show you guys exactly where this one is.
Is that a player? Wait, did I kill this guy? Oh, dude, I fucked this kid up. What a fucking shot. GG, bro. Rip.
Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for staying towards the very end. If this video helped you guys out at all, please consider subscribing and liking the video, as it helps me out tremendously and it's free. See you guys next time.